Hey everyone, I'm Alex Williams, and you're watching the weekly update with Funagain Games for the week of October 3rd, 2016. Today we've got some new exciting games as well as Legos and pop figures available for pre-order, plus we're kicking off October with a creepy game of the week. Check it out right here on the weekly update. Alright gamers, new in pre-orders, we have Legos, pop figures, card games, and more. Take a look. LEGO has released a new line of Star Wars vehicles for pre-order, including the Imperial Assault Hover Tank, the AT-ST Walker, the TIE Striker, the Rebel U-Wing Fighter, and Krennic's Imperial Ship. Also from LEGO is the Series 9 of LEGO Mixels, which include ninjas, street cleaners, and a news team. Check them out now and get started mixing. Lots of new Pokemon boxes and decks available for pre-order this week, such as 2 Pokemon XY12 theme decks, Pikachu and Mewtwo, a Super Premium Collection, Mew and Mewtwo, a Mythical Pokemon Collection, Keldeo, and 2 new XY12 Elite Trainer boxes for Mega Charizard and Mega Blastoise. In space, what's even the point of screaming? Gloom in Space is a standalone game in the Gloom game line. Make your ragtag band miserable, and then kill them. Fight your father, meddle with a monolith, and be troubled by tribbles while looking forward to the sure death of being nuked from orbit. Train your brain with these 3 new logic card sets. Each set comes with 53 logic cards in various difficulty levels and includes instructions, answers, and a solutions app. Return to the world of witchcraft and wizardry with a full set of Funko Pop figures from this fall's upcoming, sure-to-be-a-hit film, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Bloodborne the card game is based on the Chalice dungeons in the video game Bloodborne, the ever-changing labyrinths and tombs carved out by the Great Ones beneath the fallen city of Yarnham, where horrifying creatures reside. Players compete to kill monsters and take their blood. Players can fight as long as they want, but if they die in combat, they lose their progress. Players can opt out of fighting to bank their blood and save it permanently. Collected blood counts as victory points. The World of 12 is a little planet in the Cosmos universe that is home to millions of warriors and adventurers who just want a simple life. However, life never stays simple for long, as demons from another dimension are always plucking up these warriors to fight in the arena for their amusement. In Crossmaster Arena 2.0, players pit their combat skills against one another to earn glory in battle. It will take careful planning and tactical execution for these warriors to come out on top. Players must tap into all their magical powers and brute strength. It could be the difference between walking out of the arena and being carried out. Now let's go to what's new in stock, which includes a couple of highly anticipated games. Ice Cool is a flicking game in which each round, one of the players takes the role of hall monitor. Their aim will be to catch the other penguin and get points for that. The others will try to run through several doors, thus gaining fish on their way. When either the hall monitor has caught each other penguin once, or any of the others have gone through all 3 doors that have fish on them, the round is over. Each player will take the role of hall monitor once, and at the end of the game, the winner will be the one with the most points on their fish cards. In Voila, each player tries to get as many points as possible by completing various dexterity tasks. In a turn, the player pulls out a token from the bag, which defines how many tasks the player has to complete. However, for a turn, player has a limited amount of time, which is kept hidden from him by another player. The game ends after each player has had 3 turns, and the winner is the one with the most total points on his cards. In Royals, players take on the roles of the great noble houses of the 17th century, fighting for supremacy in Europe at the time. With the help of the right country cards, they occupy influential positions and obtain bonuses for this in the form of victory points. The higher the rank of the title associated with the position, the more country cards are required. Already occupied positions can be contested by playing intrigue cards. The game proceeds over 3 periods, with a scoring taking place after each of them. During scoring, the players with the greatest influence in each of the 4 countries score victory points. After the 3rd period scoring, the game ends with the scoring of the individual titles. The player with the most victory points wins. In Game of Trains, each player is in charge for his line of trains. At the end of the game, the train cars in the player's train line, each with their own number, are sorted in descending order. The aim of the game is to be the first one to rearrange your train line so that the cards are in ascending order. Each card has a train car with a number and also a special power depicted on it. The players keep taking turns until one has their train line in ascending order and wins. In Lotus, players use cards to build flowers for their garden, then use creatures from the garden to take control of the flowers to score points. The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. Let Them Eat Cake is a game of committees, coercion, and cake. Elect your friends in positions of power in the hope that they look on your patronage favorably, or denounce them as enemies of the revolution. Alliances and betrayal are all fair game as you try to amass as much cake as you can before the revolution collapses. First to 40 cakes wins. In El Captain, players have a series of pictures in front of them and are trying to memorize their locations. These pictures are then flipped face down. During each turn, a card is revealed from the draw pile. Players have to place their boats as quickly as possible on the corresponding card in front of them. Be one of the quickest players to make sure you get some gold. But be careful, as the old captain has a few tricks up his sleeve, which will test your reaction time. Only the richest pirate at the end of the game will be worthy of his ship and title. In Codenames Pictures, two teams compete to see who can make contact with all their agents first. Their teammates try to guess agents in the right color while avoiding those that belong to the opposing team, and everyone wants to avoid the assassin. Codenames Pictures differs from the original Codenames in that the agents are no longer represented by a single word, but by an image that contains multiple items. Labyrinth the Awakening expands on Labyrinth the War on Terror, a 1-2 player card-driven board game simulating at the strategic level the ongoing bid by Islamic extremists to impose their brand of religious rule on the Muslim world. This expansion continues where Labyrinth left off, adding new rules and cards to cover the last 5 years of history. Included are new mechanics to simulate the grassroots political movement of the Arab Spring and the resulting civil wars. Labyrinth the Awakening provides 120 all-new event cards, 3 new country mats, additional markers, cubes, and cylinders, and 7 new scenarios, including 2 that are playable to conclusion in 7 turns or less. Cry Havoc is a card-driven, asymmetric area control war game set in a brutal science fiction setting. Each player commands one of 4 unique factions with varying abilities and units. The game includes 54 custom miniatures, a large format board, and over 100 unique cards, all with stunning new artwork. Alright, let's get to our top 5 bestsellers this week. In 5th place this week, we have The Arabian Pots. Bios Genesis is in spot number 4. Number 3 goes to A Feast for Odin. Terraforming Mars goes to 2nd place. And jumping back into 1st is Scythe Invaders from Afar. While empires rise and fall in Eastern Europa, the rest of the world takes notice. 2 distinct factions, Albion and Togawa, send emissaries to scout the land and employ their own distinct styles of conquering. Scythe Invaders from Afar, an expansion for Scythe, adds 2 new factions, 10 miniatures, 62 custom wooden tokens, and 2 faction mats. It also includes some new cardboard tokens, 2 new player mats, 6 automa cards, and a custom plastic insert designed to fit inside the expansion box or the original Scythe box. Alright, that's it for our list, so now we get to our first game of the week for October. Get ready to survive the long night. Dead of Winter: The Long Night is a standalone expansion for Dead of Winter, a Crossroads game that introduces the Raxon location where horrible experiments will spill out into the town unless players can contain them. The game has players at a new colony location trying to survive with new survivors against brand new challenges. Can you handle being raided by members of other colonies? Will you explore more and unravel the mysteries of the Raxon pharmaceutical location to find powerful items but release stronger enemies? Or will you upgrade your colony to help it better withstand the undead horde? These are all choices you will get to make in this new set, and if you want, you can mix in the survivors and cards from the original set to increase the variety even more. This week only, Dead of Winter: The Long Night is available for 35% off at Funagain.com. Alright, now before I go, guess what? It's officially October, which means there's just a couple of weeks left before Essen. And with our Essen Air service, you can get some of the most popular games premiering there. Just make sure to get your pre-orders in, or at least click the Notify Me button on the product page so that we know people are interested. With our Essen Air service, we take your pre-orders, buy the games at Essen, and air freight them back to our warehouse, so you don't have to wait too long or even miss out on the games you want. That is it for this weekly update. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week. If you have any questions or comments about any of the games in this video or about Funagain games, please leave them in the comments section below or send us an email at cs_general@funagain.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and subscribe to us right here on YouTube so you don't miss out on a single weekly update.